All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and today, buyer's guide for scan tools. All right, so we're talking scan tools. Now, this is not going to be a comprehensive video on features and benefits of each scan tool so much as what you're looking at as far as purchase price and update cost and the ultimate usability of the scan tools. So what we got here, and I know a couple of these are older models, but we'll get into newer models, you know, when we get to each individual tools. We have the Matco/Launch Maximus 2.0 or the Launchpad 2. We have the Autel Maxisys. Now this is an SP. We have OTC, and we've got everybody standby, Snap-on. So first, let's just get over some of the stuff quick and easy. Now, the Snap-on, we've got obviously several different models. We have the Solus, the Modus, and I'm not going to talk about the Ethos. Now they have obviously several models. I'm not going to talk about the Ethos because I'm not really sure about its capabilities as I've never used one. The rest of them, the features are different per scan tool, but the software for the scan tool part of it is identical other than a few different features if you go to a different model. For instance, if you do the Zeus or the Verus Edge, you can graph up to 16 PIDs. On the Solus Edge and the Modus Edge, you can only do 4 PIDs. And it has wireless capability, obviously. But the software is identical as far as its capabilities. The only thing you add when you go from the Solus to the Modus is you add 2 channels of a lab scope. And then when you go to the Verus or the Zeus, you add 4-channel lab scope and wireless. The Apollo is the same thing. It's just an updated Solus, basically, with their guided diagnostic suite added in. Same with the Zeus. It adds kind of a, well, rich man's Identifix, because it's not a cheap system. Not going to get a whole lot into the Zeus situation because I don't like it. I think it's just stupid. So that's my opinion on it. No, I'm not upgrading to a Zeus. And if you watch my 18.4 video rant, you know I'm not real happy with 18.4, though it has gotten better. So not quite so much of a pain in the butt. As far as capability, it's decent, but it's going to leave you hanging. Now, cost will vary depending on the tool you look at. You know, $4,000 up to, 12, 14 grand, whatever the Zeus is. I recommend if you're going Snap-on to go to the Solus or the Modus Ultra and stay away from the higher end ones, because really for the cost, you're much better off doing something else and a picoscope. Update cost on these are $800 for the lower end tools to $1,000 for the Verus. And if you skip a couple of updates, it goes up like $200. So keep that in mind. They also have subscription services available, so you just pay a set fee every month and it stays updated. Now, next one we're going to talk about, speaking of updates, is asking me to update. We'll install those later. OTC. Now, they have 2 tools. Not counting Bosch. I don't have experience with them, so I can't talk about them. The Encore is their version of the Solus, and then they've got the Evolve. The Evolve is wireless, has a more powerful processor and has built-in wiring diagrams. This one is basically the same, except it's wired, you know, slightly slower processor, but they're both Android based, whereas the Veris is Windows based. Now, updates on these are $500 to $900, depending on the tool. Cost wise, pretty reasonable, $2,500 to I think $4,000 for the Evolve. You know, really solid tool. We'll get into suggestions on tool purchases later in the video. All right, the next two tools, and I know I can't do all of them. You know, I don't have experience with AutoLogic, you know, Auto Science Land. The G-scan is, I only have experience with the G-scan 1, and honestly wasn't that impressed with it. I didn't think it was that powerful of a tool, and they've updated it to the G-scan 2. I don't have an experience with that, so I can't speak on it, but it is an option. All right, next one we're going to talk about is the Autel, their suite of tools. Now we're going to mostly talk about their higher end tools because that's what I have experience with. Cost wise, you know, like $3,000. Updates. Now updates on this tool, if you keep it updated, does warranty on the actual hardware of the tool. So if you keep it updated, tool basically stays in warranty, so you can send it in and get it fixed if it breaks. Now obviously, made in China. And we'll talk about that later on in the video, some of the things that come with a Chinese tool. Updates on it are $900, but again, you get the warranty on the tool for keeping it updated. Same actually with the OTC. The Launch, you buy it from Matco, you're paying about $3,600, I think. They've got a 3.0 out now that I hopefully get my hands on to play with and shoot a video on as soon as my dealer gets a demo unit in. Updates are about $900 for this tool, and you can obviously buy it cheaper as a Launch product without the Matco name on it. All right, so kind of got the money end of it out of it. Let's talk about the tools themselves. Now, we're not going to hook up to vehicles because this is more about what you should buy. Now, if you're a beginning technician who is just getting into diagnostics, these tools are very powerful. The two Chinese tools are extremely powerful. There's tons of stuff they can do that the OTC and the Snap-on just can't. They don't have the capability. There's no software in there to do certain activations, certain tests, certain, you know, things. It's just nature of the beast. But the big but is these two tools are much, much, much more user-friendly. Interface between vehicles on these are very consistent. Basically, other than them moving a few things around based on the OE, from car line to car line to car line, everything is very consistently laid out. Meaning your familiarity with a car line does not dictate how effective you are with the tool. When you're learning, that's important. You know, this tool right here is owned by Josh, our junior technician. He gets very frustrated with this tool because he's, you know, goes from a Ford to a BMW and has trouble figuring out where certain things are. It's one of the frustrations of a Chinese tool. So my suggestion, if you are a young technician getting into the business and need your own scan tool, I would definitely look more towards these. You're not going to be doing advanced repairs. You know, hopefully you're going to be doing more basic stuff, and these two will definitely handle most stuff you're going to deal with. You know, you're not going to get into, you know, really complex stuff in the beginning. You can do rear electronic parking brake retractions on both of these tools. They're really easy to do in these tools. You're guided. You're told what to do, quick, easy, no frills about it, along with, you know, service resets and all that. It's all done for you. Now the Chinese tools, way more powerful. You've got a lot of stuff that can really mess up a car. If you change, you know, like coating on a car, you can drastically change how the vehicle acts to the point where, you know, you're going to have problems. So these two tools are definitely more geared toward an advanced user, somebody that knows what they're doing, understands that they go from a BMW to a Ford. Things are going to be different. They're going to be set up more like the OE tool rather than a consistent interface between vehicles. They're going to vary based on the vehicle you're dealing with. The other thing to consider when it comes to Chinese tools is there's a lot less guided, having to actually put in brake pad thickness, stuff like that. It may not be just an automatic button push. These may require a little more knowledge on your part. One other factor is the Chinese translations. They can be interesting, to say the least. Sometimes they can be confusing because they are poorly translated. And obviously, much less expensive, you know, let's be honest, these two tools are, well, they're kind of bootlegs. It's a fact of life, Chinese copyright laws. But when it comes down to it and you need a powerful tool and you can't use or can't get the OE tool, these are going to be your best option. So if you're an advanced user, I would definitely go towards one of these over these two tools any day of the week. If you need a scope, a Pico. I've only played with the Launch add-on scope box and I was rather unimpressed, but it was several years ago. So if you are planning on getting a scope, I would probably look more towards a Pico, but that's, you know, another video, or an ATS scope. Definitely my advice on these is these are advanced user tools because they can get you in a lot of trouble. You know, you have to understand, oh, well, that PID doesn't look right at all. Chances are it's probably not. So now these tools are updated constantly. If you have an active update on these, i.e. it's not out of your update period, they update these tools constantly. Like if you look at this tool, I have 11 updates. Now those 11 updates are for car lines I'm never going to see. I'm not going to update Ferrari. So now one last thing I'm going to talk about is that little one right there, ATIS. If you're working in a modern shop, you need to start looking at it. It's going to get more and more important with all this active cruise control, warning detections, all that stuff. So start looking into it because it's going to become more and more important. In future videos, I'm going to go through each individual tools. Hopefully I'll get my hands on the Maximus 3.0, be able to put it through its paces and do a video on it. I'm going to do a video on the Autel, some of its features, and well, I've kind of talked about those before, but we'll do some videos on those as well. Hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe. Make sure and hit that bell notification to get notified when I put out a new video. You didn't like the video? Give me a thumbs down. Comments are always appreciated, and as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.